I really don't care what happens at all. I don't care. Everybody, they tiptoe around with this social media, but what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be consequence.
Stop scrolling, because just 3 minutes ago, something happened outside Teyana Taylor's house that nobody saw coming. And now the internet is buzzing in complete shock. What was supposed to be a quiet, uneventful evening suddenly erupted into chaos when Pierre and Iman Shumpert found themselves locked in a confrontation that left neighbors stunned, security scrambling, and Teyana herself emotionally shaken. What makes this moment unforgettable isn't just the tension or the spectacle. It's what was underneath it all. This wasn't just about anger. It was about pride, unresolved pain, history, and emotions that had been quietly simmering for months, waiting for the moment they would finally boil over. It began quietly. A car pulled up outside the house. Aaron stepped out first, composed but visibly tense, his posture controlled, his eyes instinctively scanning the space around him. He looked calm, but there was an unmistakable edge beneath that calm. The kind that comes from walking into a situation you know could change at any second. Moments later, Iman appeared from the side of the house. His face was tight, his jaw clenched, and behind his eyes was a storm that had clearly been building long before this moment. At first glance, it could have passed as an ordinary confrontation. Two men standing face to face. A shared history. A complicated present. But something in the air made it immediately clear that this would not end politely. There was a weight to the silence between them. An unspoken understanding that whatever was said next would carry consequences. For months, fans had been watching from a distance. They followed the story of Teyana and Iman closely. The highs, the lows, the public displays of love, the private struggles that eventually became public, and the heartbreak that followed their separation. Their relationship wasn't just a celebrity romance. It was one people felt emotionally invested in. So when Aaron entered Teyana's life quietly, without spectacle or announcement, people noticed. He brought a sense of calm, support, and stability, something many believed Teyana hadn't had in a long time. But with that calm came inevitable tension. The past doesn't disappear just because a new chapter begins. Unresolved feelings don't dissolve simply because time passes. And when the public is watching every move, every smile, every appearance, the pressure becomes unbearable. That pressure, built from shared history, pride, and lingering emotional wounds, finally reached its breaking point that night. Inside Teyana's home, the atmosphere had already been charged. Friends, family, and even neighbors had sensed it, though none of them realized how close they were to witnessing the collision firsthand. What had always been a place of comfort and safety for Teyana suddenly felt like the center of an emotional storm. Everyone present understood this wasn't just an argument waiting to happen. This was years of history preparing to collide in real time. For a brief moment, it seemed manageable. Aaron stepped forward first, choosing his words carefully, his tone measured. He appeared to be trying to diffuse the tension before it escalated. Iman mirrored that restraint initially, but cracks quickly began to show. A glance that lingered too long. A gesture that felt dismissive. A pause that carried more meaning than words ever could. Old wounds resurfaced silently, speaking louder than anything either man said out loud. Then the first words were exchanged. Words that had been brewing privately for months. Words layered with accusation, resentment, and pain that had never been fully addressed. "Why are you even here?" Aaron asked, his voice even but sharp. "You know this isn't your place anymore." Iman's eyes narrowed instantly. "Your place," he shot back. "Don't act like I'm not still connected to her life. You think just because you showed up, everything changes." From that moment on, the conversation escalated rapidly. At first, it remained tense but controlled. Still, every sentence carried weight. Every remark pulled old resentments to the surface. Past mistakes, misunderstood intentions, and unspoken boundaries collided in real time. Friends nearby attempted to intervene, urging them to pause, reminding them that this wasn't the moment or the place for confrontation. But the emotional current was too strong. The argument turned deeply personal. References to loyalty, respect, and past failures were thrown like verbal daggers. Each word was carefully chosen, but no less piercing. There was no shouting at first, yet the tension in the air was unbearable. The kind of tension that stretches time itself, making even silence feel dangerous. Bystanders felt it immediately. It was the kind of energy that makes people stop mid-step, that pulls eyes to windows, that makes phones slowly rise into recording position. Everyone sensed an eruption coming. It was only a matter of time. And then chaos erupted. Voices rose. The quiet of the neighborhood shattered. Neighbors appeared at their windows, phones in hand. Security rushed in, attempting to insert themselves between the two men, but neither was ready to back down. Words grew louder, sharper, more emotional. Aaron's effort to stay composed collided head-on with Iman's emotional storm. The argument escalated into aggressive movements, shoving gestures, clenched fists, and an atmosphere thick with fear and disbelief. Inside the house, Teyana felt her blood run cold. She rushed outside, yelling for them to stop, her voice cutting through the noise, filled with fear, frustration, and exhaustion. Enough. Both of you stop. For a moment, her words pierced the chaos. But emotions fueled by years of history don't disappear easily. The past and present had become too tightly entangled. Then suddenly everything froze. Both men stood there, breathing heavily, adrenaline surging as reality set in. A neighbor snapped a photo. Phones were already recording. The weight of consequences hung in the air like thick smoke. They all knew that if this went any further, it wouldn't stay private. It would be public. Viral. Unforgettable. Minutes later, Aaron backed away, leaving the driveway without another word, his eyes deliberately avoiding Iman's. The tension lingered even as he left. Iman stood still, absorbing the aftermath, adrenaline mixing with frustration, anger, and perhaps regret. Teyana retreated inside, shaken and emotionally drained, fully aware that this night would be talked about for weeks, maybe even months. The aftermath was immediate. Group chats exploded. Friends and family reached out, trying to process what they had just witnessed. It became clear that this wasn't just a clash between two men. It was the physical manifestation of months of unresolved emotion, pride, and public pressure finally coming to the surface. Online, fans dissected every second of footage. Reactions ranged from shock to outrage to genuine concern. Within hours, the story was trending across social media platforms. Every frame was analyzed. Every pause, glance, and gesture scrutinized. But beneath the drama was a more complex truth. This wasn't simply about jealousy or ego. It was about pride, about respect, about emotional survival. Aaron wasn't trying to provoke Iman, and Iman wasn't acting without reason. Both were navigating deeply personal pain, complicated histories, and lingering feelings for Teyana. Feelings that had been suppressed until they could no longer stay silent. Those who witnessed the aftermath firsthand say the emotional fallout was heavier than anyone expected. Teyana, exhausted and overwhelmed, became the only stabilizing force in the situation. Her presence reminded both men what was truly at stake. Not pride or control, but relationships, reputations, and emotional well-being. Even after the situation calmed, the tension didn't disappear. Each person involved, Aaron, Iman, Teyana, and even the onlookers, was left processing what had happened. Questions lingered. Could this have been avoided? Did past mistakes make this inevitable? How much of this would shape public perception moving forward? The hours that followed were filled with check-ins, quiet conversations, and emotional exhaustion. Apologies were considered. Damage control was discussed. But behind the memes, the hot takes, and the viral clips was a deeper reality few could articulate. This wasn't just a celebrity argument. It was a collision of history, emotion, and public scrutiny. A moment where the past, present, and fame all crashed together. It was messy, raw, and revealing, exposing layers of pain and loyalty that fans could only speculate about. People weren't just watching for drama. They were searching for truth. Every detail became part of the conversation. The way Teyana moved her hands, the tension in her posture, the pauses between words. Debates erupted over intent and accountability. Some saw restraint. Others saw provocation. The moment became cultural, not just gossip. It sparked conversations about boundaries, dignity, and the emotional cost of living life under constant scrutiny. This confrontation didn't just go viral, it resonated. And one truth became undeniable. What happened outside Teyana's house wasn't about a single moment of anger. It was about months of unresolved tension finally colliding in a place that was supposed to feel safe. A home turned battleground in just 3 minutes. 3 minutes that no one will forget. Now the questions remain. Will there be a public response? Will anyone speak directly about what happened? Could this impact relationships, careers, or even legal matters? Or will it remain a private storm, leaving the world to speculate? One thing is certain. What happened wasn't just a clash. It was an emotional explosion. And in the world of celebrity lives, when chaos erupts in real time, the ripple effects last far longer than anyone expects. So now it's on you. Who do you think handled it better? Aaron staying composed or Iman expressing raw emotion? Was Teyana right to step in, or should she have stayed back? And what does this mean for the next chapter of their lives? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story isn't over. Chaos outside Teyana's house may have lasted just 3 minutes, but its impact will be felt for much longer.